CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
Welcome back to CalazCon. This episode is sponsored by Matt Mitchell. I'm Peace. You can find me at Drucifer3939 on Twitter. Today, I'm joined by Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren Peterson. You can find me on Twitter at DM_LSP and check out the games that I write at itch.io/DMLSP. Today I am playing Calico Brave the Forewarned.
I'm also joined by Marigold.
Hi, I'm Mary. You can find the games that I write at braverun.itch.io and on Twitter and Instagram at braverun__. Oh, and I'm playing Winter's Pledge. Sorry, I forget that's part of our intro every time, I think.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah,
by now, it's the third episode. Hopefully they know by now. I'm also joined by Devin, the only professional here.
I'm Devin. You can find me at Devin Decibel most places. Check out my games at devindecibel.itch.io. Check out my music at devindecibel.bandcamp.com, including the CalazCon theme song. And check out my band, Gloomy June.
And finally, but certainly not leastly, that's not how that phrase goes. Anyway, we're also joined by JPG.
Hi everyone, I'm JPG. I'm a pop culture educator and consultant. You can find me on all social media at SpeakerJPG. I am playing Nakoa Koa-Voltis, who is the officer of the group.
So I gave Mary a hard time for not saying their character name. I did not say my character name. I'm playing Adrian Reaper.
We're killing it today.
We're on it today. Beautiful. Once again, our squad sponsor is Matt Mitchell, as always. Shout outs to Matt for sponsoring the squad. With everyone introduced, we're going to go ahead and jump right into Downtime. So just to briefly review some stuff that happened off camera last time, we had an entanglement, and that entanglement was that we gave Pizza one of the 3 mechs that you stole. That was good.
We just gave them a truck, right?
Yeah, you gave them a truck to help them deliver their pizzas.
Right.
That's what they do.
I believe that there's, right? That's what they do.
Koa still doesn't understand what they do.
Pizza delivery thing. And then you gave some stolen material to Terminal Company, and you kept one, I think it's called a ape, for yourself. You guys can find a way to use that or salvage it or whatever.
And Adrian had a special little present for Terminal Company.
And Adrian had a special present for Terminal Company.
Also a political statement about, having doomsday weapons.
War is bad, apparently. And then I believe the only other off-camera thing, people got some XP. I believe a couple of y'all took new playbook abilities. The only thing that I think we haven't fully resolved, your consulate playbook filled up its squad XP track, and we need to decide whether you're going to take a free squad upgrade or take a new special ability for the squad.
It's 2 upgrades or 1 ability. And that's what has me...
2 upgrades?
Yeah, it's 2 upgrades or 1 ability, which is why you can get a cohort, because a cohort costs 2 upgrades.
Right, but our faction completed their Hearts and Minds goal, and so it only costs 1 upgrade to get a faction now. Or
a cohort?
Yes. Thank you. At least one of us knows how to use words on this podcast. And really, that's the friends we made along the way. I guess let me know what you want to do with that.
I was advocating for Silver Tongues because, hey, free action ratings is always good.
It is.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm outright begging for us to take Silver Tongues.
Okay. All right.
I'm down for that.
I'm appealing to everybody's better judgments so we can solve problems in maybe non-ish violent ways, especially because of what happened last episode.
It's a game about war.
Oh, you mean when you killed a 20-year-old?
You know, Peace, like, you did that to me. You understand that, right?
Also, not Lauren, Calico just murdered a bunch of people. Like, went full Terminator.
Yeah.
That's Calico's conscience. Like, I'm okay with that.
That is true. That is true.
Mary, Devin, any ideas for abilities or upgrades?
I had also advocated for Silver Tongue, so that seems like a good option. Though I kind of do want to quickly look at the upgrades just to kind of see what we could get hypothetically.
Friends Everywhere is excellent.
Yeah?
Your squad tier and other squads' tiers count as 1 lower for entanglements. Ooh.
Yeah, we get screwed over by entanglements a lot.
That is true. That happens a lot.
If I roll another 6 for entanglements, I just get thrown off of the show.
Damn, you're right. You do get 2 squad upgrades when your track reaches 8. Wow, I owe my home game groups like 3 free squad upgrades. Oh well.
To Peace's home game group, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Sorry. There's a lot of words in this book, and who has
so
time
many
to read all of them in order?
So
nobody.
I think at some point we should get a cohort of grad students, but I'm feeling Silver Tongues for today.
Yeah,
Silver
I think
Tongues?
that makes sense.
Okay.
That's what I'm leaning towards as well. So.
Lauren,
Let's
I think
do it.
I think you've been outvoted.
No, I was also advocating for it. I'm happy.
Who was voting for Friends Everywhere?
Oh, that was my secondary choice.
It was
That
just
was brought
mentioned.
up when I was mentioning looking at the other options.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is Friends Everywhere? Is that Friends in High Places?
No, Friends Everywhere is a consulate upgrade.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, a cons. I see.
It says your squad's tier and other squad's tiers.
Yeah, so that
count
means
as one
like
lower.
the one that caused you the entanglement too. Okay, here we go. Silver Tongues it is, and I'm gonna empty out your squad XP track.
All right. In your opinions, should I put an extra 1 in commands and now I have 3 die, or should I put an extra 1 in sway and I'll have 2 die?
I just put my second one in sway, so I'm a 2 swayer. If you want to be a 3 commander,
then. Does anybody have consort?
I was about
do.
to say the power game move would be to take either consort or interface so that your resistance die goes up, but
that's usually my move. But I feel like I keep having to roll sway and being only mediocrely good at it. So
yeah, also valid.
And I keep
Completely.
having to roll command.
Yeah. Well, have to is like a strong word.
I'm choosing to, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? No, let's do some power gaming. I never do power gaming. Let's do some consort.
Yeah, I do think there have been several moments where Koa has been trying to consort, and it has been difficult for him because of his not consorting.
being
let's
good
do it.
at resisting stuff in these games is actually kind of broken.
Yeah, it's nice.
Calico is now slightly better at consorting. Also, I maxed out my prowess last time thanks to some extra XP at the end.
Yeah.
And Calico now has a point in wreck.
Oh, we love to see it. And wreck,
That makes
huh?
sense. That makes sense for you.
Calico is a big guy.
He does like to wreck things.
Becoming a resident danger man.
Man, everybody's stats are looking pretty okay these days, except for Calico's insight, which you would think a forewarned would be insightful. You might be surprised.
I mean, like, to be fair, the reason he has that survey is because he could fucking brain blast stuff, and
That's true.
That's the only thing that everything else about him was, you're a priest. Nope, you're a soldier now.
Yeah, that's true.
Priests are known for their brain blasting.
I was about to say, yeah, priests are well known for how much insight they lack. Should I go over what opinions of you changed and stuff? I guess maybe briefly review that. Because of your successful mission and the fact that you gave a new truck to Pizza, you are finally at a neutral relationship with your parent faction, the DFS. And in fact, you've got 1 trust in your trust clock. Only 8 more to go to be at a +1. That's great. We love that. Pizza is now at a +1 status with you. They think you're useful. Terminal Company has gone from a -2 with you to a -1. And instead of thinking that you're pretentious and something else, they just think you're pretentious.
That fits.
Didn't they call us useless or something?
Oh, yeah, I think that was it, right? Because Pizza thought you were useful and they thought you were useless. There was like a parody there.
Look, a win is a win.
Instead of thinking you're pretentious and useless, they now just think you're pretentious, which, yeah, that's progress. The Hive still thinks you're reliable and still has a +1 with you. The Hermit Crabs now have a -1 relationship with you. This is probably because you kidnapped their leader and also stole their doomsday gun. They believe you are despicable, like Daffy Duck. And CalazClash is at a -1 with you. They think you're selfish. The Bastards are at a -1 with you. They believe you to be honorless, which is ironic considering the fact that Koa fought their leader one-on-one in a prearranged duel.
I think all of those things are true about us.
They're just salty, right? Like, they're just real salty.
They are extremely salty, but I also think that Devin is right. They're also not necessarily wrong about you.
Peace, I have a question for you.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. We are honorless.
Sorry, what? Marigold had a question?
Do you know if anybody has adjectives from us, like things we think about them?
Nobody's told me what they are.
Okay.
If they have them.
Okay.
And if there is like a broader master sheet that Austin has for this, I've lost track of it in the many shared documents for CalazCon. I will try and check up on that for us before the beginning of next mission. That way we can go over what everyone else thinks of us.
At the beginning you think of everybody else.
Or sorry, what your support staff thinks of them. It's basically what Havoc thinks of them. I guess we should go over the fact that after our supply rolls and doing a little bit of upkeep, the free upkeep action during the rewards phase, we are currently sitting on 6 materiel and 8 personnel to spend this time around. Once again, we will need to make sure by the end of downtime that we have reduced that to no more than 4 and 4, because anything beyond that will get lost because we can't store it. So who has a thing that they want to do first?
I can go first if anybody else doesn't have an idea right now.
I got a couple, but they're mainly like basic things.
Yeah, mine is really basic also. I'm still perforated at the level 2 harm.
Okay.
How do I not do that?
Gotta get treated by a doctor.
You gotta do some doctoring.
Do we have a doctor at the school? Or could I use one of my contacts in order to find a good doctor?
We should definitely meet the school nurse.
I don't think the school nurse helps with... Well, it is a military academy.
It's a military academy, yeah.
Yeah, what if it's like, all right, cool, our pilots are back. Time to learn field dressing, people.
Oh, like I'm a class?
Right? Like...
It's observed, at least, yeah.
I don't know, I also got shot. I need to heal, too, so maybe there's like a...
Could we do the class together?
I think that's very fun, but also, what does... We need to have an NPC healer. We don't, like, have one.
You would have to, I think, acquire asset to get one. Yeah. Which is a thing you can definitely do. Again, and y'all have extra stuff. If you want to salvage that ape, I think you can get more stuff.
So I am the worst person to do anything right now because it doesn't matter what I do, it's a 3.
Oh, because if you're... Well, maybe that's good to get it out of the way on something.
You can always spend a personnel, I think,
to
Yeah.
Bump.
yeah, I could do that.
Is healing material or personnel?
Recover is personnel, but acquire asset is material, and I think you'd want to do that first to get a doctor, right?
Yeah, but a 3 is squad tier -1. We'd be getting a tier 0 doctor, which means
Right.
they would roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
But if you rolled a 3 and then spent a material to improve the outcome of your roll,
We would
after
get a
the
tier
fact,
1 doctor,
you would get
yeah.
a tier 1 doctor, which would be good. Or at least not bad.
It definitely feels like a doctor in training.
Or we get real risky. Try to roll a crit and get hello nurse. Nobody? Okay, that's fine. Okay.
I get you. I get you.
Also, is there any way to help?
Is there any way to help? I believe, yeah, I think you're allowed
Teamwork
to just
in
help
downtime.
during downtime. You just have to narrate how you do it. It doesn't cost any resources or stress or anything. Also, I think some of you are stressed out.
Yes.
Yeah,
something
I
to
would.
think
I mean,
about.
I'll definitely plan on doing the cut loose at some point, but I'd kind of like to do it a little bit later. I
Sure.
think.
I'm haunted, so I'm doing great.
Yeah, and Adrian's reckless, I believe. Oh, yeah, I guess we should have also, that would have been brief housekeeping stuff. Koa now has the scar haunted. Adrian now has the scar reckless.
Yeah, we almost had 3 people stress out.
Almost. Fingers crossed.
3
I
scars.
was really hoping, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm fucking chilling this downtime. I have no stress, no harm, no quirks spent. I'm just vibing and doing selfish stuff today.
Just literally just hanging out. Nice.
Okay, so so we gotta acquire the asset first. Would you all want me to be in charge of this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I love the idea of you showing up perforated, being like, I need to get us a doctor.
Yeah. Like, just showing up to the principal's office. Hey, maybe we should have like a field medic on staff.
I do just want to, might be worth salvaging the ape first to try and get extra supplies so that you can spend that like on your doctor, right?
But if we salvage the ape, then that means that we can't use
Yeah,
it.
right.
Is
it
that correct?
become
That's true.
We could also spend some of our 8 personnel to get a better doctor.
Right.
Yeah, I think that we should have somebody roll to acquire a doctor and possibly boost it. 'Cause
Yeah, I'll assist.
Yeah, let's
All right,
do
so
it.
that's Pops is doing an acquire asset then?
And I'll assist by helping hold interviews for these doctors.
And Pops, what direct action are you taking to do the acquire?
It does help because it's a
Right.
panel interview, right? I would say that I talked to my fixer. My fixer is Lavender. I talked to Lavender about, like, hey, we are going to need a doctor for the school and for me, but also the school.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's consorting, right? Mingling with allies and acquaintances.
if it's acquire asset, you just roll dice equal to the squad's tier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then what's our tier again?
So then it's 1, but then I think you get 1 extra for Marigold helping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give me 2d6.
Are there any other ways that I can get more die?
I don't think so on a downtime activity. If somebody who knows more...
Unless you have an ability, no.
Okay.
You can spend personnel and material. Sometimes that gives you an extra die. Sometimes it just increases.
You can spend material for +1 die or to increase the result
Yeah.
by 1 level.
So if you have 2 dice, it's you basically if you get the extra die, you're increasing your chances of a crit. But if you have 2 dice, you're probably just going to end up bumping to a better tier.
Right.
But, like, let's say I roll a 6 and a 2 right now, right? So if I use the material in order to bump it up, would that count as a crit?
No,
Yeah.
If you do it after the fact, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So, like, if you spend the material first, you're adding
Okay.
dice, right? And if you spend it after the roll, you increase the result.
It's a 5.
A 5. So that would be squad tier. Yeah, squad tier.
I still kind of want to use the material to bump it to tier +1. Would that benefit us?
That would get you a tier 2 doctor, which would be good, I think, for recover. Your healer rolls engineer for a pilot with doctor or the quality of the NPC. So that would your doctor would get to be, rolling 2 dice.
Let's bump it up then.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
seems like a good idea.
I will delete a material from the sheet here. I now have 5 remaining.
Is this just like a really overqualified doctor that should not be here at this point?
I suppose I should pick a name from the NPC list, huh?
Can this be another just fucking weirdo misfit person like us, though? Like, what if they were, like,
100%.
discharged from somewhere else and they're, like, way too qualified for the job, but they have, like, a stained record so that they're taking a shittier job than they're used to?
Yeah, and a part-time one at that, because they're not going to be working for, like, they go away at the end of this downtime, right? Or the end of next mission.
They are acquired through the mission, so next downtime we can roll another acquire asset to keep them.
That's true, yes.
Which I might be doing depending on how my roll goes to see if we can keep that dropship.
Good point.
Peace.
Uh-huh.
What's the name of our benefactor for this particular show?
It's Matt Mitchell, I believe.
Can we name the doctor after him?
Sure. This is Dr. Matt Mitchell.
Yeah.
Dr. Matt Mitchell to me sounds like the like hot middle-aged guy who plays like a doctor on like a TV show that people watch.
Oh, he's McDreamy.
Yeah, it
for
definitely
sure.
does.
Yeah,
it definitely sounds like that.
He's got the like 5 o'clock shadow. His hair slicked back a little bit. Little salt and pepper.
He's
Yeah.
seen
Like a
some
very
things
strong
in the
jaw.
war.
He's seen some things. He's done some things that he's not proud of.
Oh yeah.
There's students who are like into him.
Oh,
There's like a fan club that's been formed.
there's a
All right.
Can he be a little bit evil?
Oh, he's
I mean-
got to be, right? In order to be here, in order to get assigned to the Blue Sky Endowment,
Hey,
he had to have done something.
Koa's
fucked up.
not evil.
Koa is not evil, actually, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if people are a little bit evil.
I have an idea. What if this was a field medic that was like in a like a field medic general or something like that was court-martialed and charged with war crimes because they did some like experimental like medical procedures out in the field that were like extremely sketch.
Wow. Okay.
I'm down with Dr. McWartime Dreamy.
Very hot and middle-aged is what I'm typing on the NPC
But also
shit.
a war criminal.
Dr.
Okay.
McWar Criminal.
I think like he wasn't out there like full on Dr. Moreau, right? Like he was like I have to save this person's life, and it just didn't go well, and it was an important person, and they died, and so they got court-martialed for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe they are Dr. Moreauing people. I don't know.
Who could say?
It's classified.
Yeah, you know what?
It's
We'll never
classified.
know. We'll just never know.
Is this guy hot enough? I'm gonna put this in our chat real quick.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that him? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
This guy's definitely done war crimes.
Yeah,
That guy's done war crimes.
Yeah. I have less of a doubt that he's done war crimes.
Yeah, you look at this guy and you're like, this guy, he's done war crimes.
So he has like a pompadour sort of and sunglasses and like a really trimmed like goatee situation. Like
yeah, I think
sculpted.
like obviously this is a picture from earlier when he was in the war, right?
Yeah, he looks like if a Gen Z was playing Nicolas Cage's character in Lord of War.
What?
Wow.
This that was certainly one of the sentences of all time.
Lauren's
How's
media
one of us?
literacy is off the charts.
Someone out there is gonna know what I mean. And
I know exactly what you mean, but I hate that I do. Like, I'm angry with you for putting that knowledge in my brain against my will. Language was a mistake. We need to build a second Tower of Babel. All right. Anyway, so that's Matt Mitchell. Sorry, Matt, for shout outs to the real Matt.
Do we want to
making
zhuzh it
you-
up to make it a little bit more like fantasy?
Yeah, hit me.
Yeah, because I think it should be Dr. Matthias Mitchell.
Okay. Yeah. Matt is short for Matthias.
There it is.
I love this.
I want to zhuzh
I
it
love
up a
this
little,
for us. Who doesn't want to judge?
Pete Buttigieg.
Wow. Jeez. Okay, you're all fired.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna get a new squad. I'm kidding.
All right, so
All right.
I got
Uh-huh.
hot war crime doctor for our school now.
Yeah.
That's my turn, right?
That sure is a turn. All right. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, so we think the 86 are traitors? What did they do to make us think that?
Well, not us, our support staff, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Who
that
can
sounds
say?
pretty cool. I want to meet the 86.
All right, so Dr. McHotbody's arrived.
Oh, yeah. Dr. McHotbody is now in the house. For whatever reason, we think Terminal Company is great and they hate us. That actually seems to track with like the actions that everyone has taken. All right. Somebody else talk while I type this.
So
Well, is it healing the next step?
yeah, do I go straight into recover after this? Or
That's up to you. It's still 2 actions.
Yes. It would be a second. Yeah. I'm not going to be as strict about making everyone go in a round this time because it looks like we're going to probably have a lot of extra downtime actions to purchase.
I'll just keep rolling with it, like now that we have Dr. McHotbody War Crimes.
You are the perforated one.
Yes.
Is anyone else grievously injured, or is it just
Calico
Koa?
was shot.
Calico also has level 2 harm. He got shot. That's right.
Wait. So I'm shot, you're perforated, and they're both level 2?
That's right.
That's funny to me.
Well,
I wonder
no,
if
because it's how to remove a bullet wound for the class, and then how to remove shrapnel from a class.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just in the interest of not having JPG go twice in a row, let's go ahead and do Calico's recover first. Then.
We could just make it one scene, though, and have them
Yeah,
both
we can just
spend
let's just make it
yeah,
one
we
scene.
can-
Yeah.
I have a whole thing for that too. Is I need to cut loose, and I wanted to do it with Koa, and I would love if we're just like in the same hospital room, and that's our cut loose.
Let's do that after we resolve the
Yeah,
recover.
for
But
sure.
I love that idea. The fact of the two of you like convalescing afterwards.
I will. So it's a fortune roll for Dr. McHotbody.
It's
label-
2
I wanna
dice,
help.
but yeah, okay. Adrian, it's gonna help. Do you have any medical expertise, Adrian?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have 1 point in engineer, and the way I've been imagining this is in Decarabia, the like weird like mining commune I'm from. There is sort of like a trade cycle, like people get traded around through or get a cycle through different trades and learn a lot of different miner skills, and then kind of figure out what they want to focus on and what like work guild they want to join in the commune.
Sure.
So I think I do have some medical skills. The thing I think would be really funny for this scene is if so y'all have to have surgery done on you, but they're making it a class.
Yeah, because we're at a military school.
So are they like just students doing the operations?
I think
there are
they're
students
observing.
watching the operation. Yeah.
Okay. I really like the idea that Dr. Matthias Mitchell is like, in order to remove these bullet wounds, we're going to have to get in there pretty deep. And in order for me to do that without causing excruciating pain, I'm going to need to put you under. And let me introduce you to my anesthesiologist. And you turn in, it's Adrian. And I'm about to put you under.
Incredible.
I just look at Calico and I'm like, may I just bleed out, please?
Now, Calico.
I think Calico's fine with it.
If I'm not mistaken, Calico, you're going to replace one of these dice with a 3, right?
There's 2 for Dr. McHotbody and one for Adrian. So
Right.
I'm rolling 2 dice, and we know there's a 3 in the pool.
Correct. Okay, and that's your last prediction dice?
And so when Calico wakes up from being anesthetized, he will have had visions.
He will have had visions. Actually, I love that, kind of. That actually works.
That's 6.
Okay, so here's the thing about the way healing works in Beam Saber.
It's a pain and a half.
It's a pain and a half. So that is going to fill your healing clock by 3 out of 4.
Which is not enough to
If you
heal
would
me.
like to spend 1 personnel, that'll make it a critical, which I think...
Critical success is 5 segments.
Okay, it is 5 segments. Cool. That was what I wanted to know.
Which means it rolls over, so
Right.
if I had to get healed again, it would be easier.
Okay, so you want to spend 1 personnel to turn that into a critical and
Yeah,
roll
just
it over?
because then I'll actually heal something.
Yeah, so that'll bring your shot down to, what do you want to change that to as a level 1 harm?
Since I got healed, is it like stitched up?
Yeah, I'm going to let you decide what this one's called, and I'm just going to mark your healing clock at 1. Now, the other thing is that if you did a second recovery, you'd automatically clear that level 1 harm without having to roll it. Because level 1 harm heals automatically.
Yes. And now I'm going to roll to see
and
went on in my brain.
In earlier editions of the game, what is currently like the regular rules was the quick healing rules. So I'm not sure if they're like, now we have like optional, more difficult healing. So I'm not sure if there is like a quicker heal.
Doesn't matter. Oh, this is
2-1-2-1.
Good.
Yeah,
God,
the
that's
prediction
terrible.
pool's bad.
So you had bad dreams while you were asleep, huh, Calico?
Yes, but I am using Harbinger. I am spending my spark to reroll every die in my pool. Or sorry, not Harbinger, always ready.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
is that...
V.
Do you get Spark on downtime?
It just won't be ready for the mission,
Okay.
is my understanding.
I think it's the other way around, right? Like, it's
If you didn't use it on the mission.
downtime pair. Like, so
Wait, what?
if you use your spark during our mission, then you can't use it now.
Yeah,
But if you didn't, then you still have it.
Go.
And then you'll get it again.
Lauren
for the
did
mission.
use their Spark during the mission.
Yep, it can't be used again until the beginning of the next mission. I thought it refreshed during downtime, so nope.
Can you
Thanks,
use
Mary.
my spark?
Nope. That ain't how that works.
Unless your ability is to give me my spark back.
Is it?
No, mine is Mastermind. You may spend your spark to protect a squad mate, push yourself when you gather information, or work on a long-term project. Technically, if I gave him my spark, it would be protecting him from a bad roll.
No.
From a bad dream. Wake up, wake up.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Calico's just like nightmares while he's under.
Yeah.
God, what is Calico seeing? Like the last thing he sees before he goes down is like Edrian administering the anesthesia, and he's like falling into his trance, and Calico is like, because most of this is going to be used during downtime, like friction, like angry energy around the forward operating base. Knowing the other things I want to do is schmoozing going poorly, acquiring assets going poorly for Calico. I think it's just a lot of, not quite nightmares, but like stress dreams where stuff is just going wrong all over the place.
I don't know anything about stress dreams. Never had one of those.
It's not great.
Yeah, okay. That sounds bad and stressful. And
It is bad and stressful.
And I love that for you. Take all those dice and put them in your prediction pool.
They are in my prediction pool.
I like that you called that roll Brain Blast.
I couldn't remember the word prediction, so...
Calico, do you want to see how... I'm going to let the Edrians help ride here. You can just roll 3 dice, I think, without having to replace one of them with a 3 to see how Dr. McHotbody does on you.
Oh, you mean, Pops.
Oh, you meant
Pops.
Koa. Oh, okay.
Koa, yeah.
I'm
Who did
sorry.
I say?
You said Calico, it's fine.
Damn
We
it.
were just talking about
I
it.
was
So
looking at this. I was
confused.
looking at your icon. I'm sorry, Pops, Koa. Yes, it's your turn.
I'm still
To
here.
do
I'm
it.
still helping.
Okay, so I got 3 die. That's a
Hey!
6.
So same thing. If you want to spend one more personnel, that'll get you all the way up to a level 1 harm.
May I do that, everyone? May I take one?
Also, you know what? I
Yeah.
think because of the way level 1 harm doesn't need a clock, I think with it rolling over Calico and JPG, I think that just knocks... I don't think you need to reduce it to a level 1 harm, right? Because
I think it's
one
just
tick,
out, right?
Yeah, 1 tick on that healing clock for a level 1 thing automatically clears it.
That is true.
Okay, so go ahead and delete Stitched, and both of you are now fixed.
Okay.
And I'm going to delete 1 more personnel from the pool.
I just have like this end scene where Edrin like pockets some of the drugs.
Is that a thing you do, Adrian? Are you a drug guy? Are you a drugs guy? Hackers, in my experience, hackers tend to be starkly divided by drugs guys and very not drugs guys.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Adrian would be more of a weed person than a...
Oh, that's
okay.
nice.
Adrian's just a weed only guy. All right. It's space weed, so it's legal.
As much as I try to like make characters that are different than me, pretty much all of my characters end up being autistic zoners, and it's like, you know what? This is just my truth.
Wow. Really? This is the self call out episode of the podcast.
Downtime self call out.
Well, that was 2 actions for Pops and 1 for Calico. Before we get to Calico and Pops hanging out in their recovery rooms, which will not be publicly accessible, because I don't think students need to watch them convalesce in like a bed or whatever, would Gossamer or Winter like to do anything? Also, Marigold, if you did want to bring up the rival thing.
Okay, yeah. I think for right now, I'll do Fix. That's the one for the mech, right?
Oh, to fix your mech? Yeah, that is called Repair, right?
Repair is to fix.
Damn
Or
it.
fix is to fix your mech.
Oh, Fix. That's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Fix. Upkeep gets you back a quirk, but you already did that. Fix works exactly like exactly like Recover. You will also need to find either a teammate or I think some of you actually have points in Engineer, right? So like
I have 1.
Edrian has 1. You could acquire an asset to try and get a better engineer than Edrian, or you can just talk Edrian into helping you fix your... also, Koa has 1 dot in engineer.
Okay.
So you could get one of them to help you. That would start you at 1 die, but it's the same thing, right? Where you need to get at least 5 ticks in order to completely clear your damage from your obby.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll ask Adrian to help me out because Koa is in recovery.
I think this is part of the reason why they keep Adrian around, despite being a fucking like convicted terrorist, is that they have lots of little skills and they're good at being a support.
Absolutely. And then I know that like in the fiction, Koa is like recovering in a hospital bed, but downtime scenes don't have to be like strictly linear time wise. We could kind of jump forward to after, because we know the surgery went well and recovery was swift. So like if Pops wants to help you, I'm happy to let him also be there, you know.
Oh, 100%. I definitely want to help out with this.
Maybe it is like your first day, like out of bed, you like come in and, you know, you're not on like crutches or anything, but you're walking a little bit slower. You know, this is part of why Edrian is taking the lead on the fix and you are like assisting, you know?
Yeah, of course. I bring Adelaide for all like the little spots, you know?
Oh yeah, she can crawl into those Jeffrey tubes. Okay.
No.
Nice. So that would start you at 2 dice. Are you happy to roll that, or do you want to preemptively spend material to get extra dice? Remembering that you've only got 5 material left.
No, I'll roll these 2 and see how it goes.
Sure.
I also don't think anybody else needs to work on their mech, do they?
No, I don't think so. That's
Nice.
a 6. So same deal. If you spend 1 material, your mech will be fully, your obby will be fully recovered.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
No longer riddled.
I did not expect my character to be so helpful this downtime.
Yeah. So,
Adrian's putting in work. Shit.
yeah. All right. Who wants to go next? It should be something from Edrian because they haven't actually done anything yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in all of the scenes, but they haven't.
Yeah. So I've actually been kind of stressed out thinking about what to do this downtime because I have no stress because I took a scar. I have no damage because I did nothing with my mech. I have no harm because I was just like typing on a keyboard the whole last 2 missions.
Next time I'll shoot you.
So I don't need. I mean, okay.
What was the move that I did in order, because I got that crit and I got all that material and personnel for us?
That's collect.
Collect. Okay. Adrian is like on, like, they're on a tear right now about like grabbing, like being helpful. Collect might be a good one.
That's why I was actually thinking, no, I want to do something selfish.
Oh, I love that.
So the only downtime action I could really do here is either, or that would be selfish, would be either to train or do a long-term project.
Or
and
enhance.
I think I should.
You could enhance your obby.
Oh yeah. I don't even use it though. I could start a long-term project that has to do with my drive. I think would be a good move.
That's probably a good one because a lot of stuff hasn't been happening with drives.
I do have 1 tick in it already, but
Yeah, in your drive.
So what I think this is, well, it kind of depends on what we want to name the long-term project. But what I want to do is sort of a double whammy act of hacktivism. I want to sort of disrupt the resource pipeline from my homeworld to the DFS. My homeworld is a couple systems away in the same sector, and it is a exploded moon with like lots of exposed ore. So that's like why it's like a mining hotspot, and there's like sort of a commune that formed around that mining hotspot.
An exploded moon?
Yeah. It's like a space station within the remains of a exploded
That's like
moon.
that's some nice the Old Republic shit right there.
Mhm.
Okay, I love that.
And I think the DFS annexed it because of, you know, being always at war and needing more like metal and ore resources.
Sure.
And this was a independent nation before and now has been absorbed into the DFS, which is the whole thing that Adrian's pissed off about and why they're even here in the first place.
Makes sense. What's the end goal of this?
I would like
project?
to disrupt that resource pipeline.
Disrupt resource pipeline.
And this might fuck everybody at CalazCon up because, I don't know, who knows?
And that's like a fuel supply line?
More
Is
so
that
like
right?
metals. But, you know, if
Okay.
you're building mechs and shit, you probably need like rare metals like gold and copper and platinum.
Yeah,
and
probably a lot of
tungsten.
circuit boards and stuff, right? Let's call that that feels like a 6-step clock to me, right? It's off planet, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, explicitly.
We could make this be a stage thing because what I was thinking of the first action I was going to do towards this was
Mhm.
using my contact, Zine, the person
Mhm.
who is an AI that I don't know is an AI, that is my anarchist
Sure.
friend.
Yeah,
And I want to use them because I gave them the Phasmid program, the stealth
Yeah.
email program.
Yeah.
And I want the two of us to kind of like suss out what the whole like web of politician connections are related to my homeworld and the DFS.
On your sheet, call that something like disrupt resource pipeline.
Not to like work against myself, but I feel like what I'm doing is bigger than a 6-step clock.
You think it's an 8-step clock?
I think so.
All right.
I'm continuing to be a terrorist, and this is kind of a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
action.
yeah.
So.
Do terrorism is the clock. No. I'm going to call it disrupt resource pipeline.
From Decarabia,
Yeah,
DECAR.
you put the full title on your sheet.
It's named after one of the 72 princes of hell from the Ars Gotia, the Lesser Key of
Yeah.
Solomon. Because it's a black metal mining world.
We all know about the Lesser Key of Solomon, okay?
And I guess I should roll
That's
something.
That's what all the Gundams were named after in Iron Blooded Orphans.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that's true. Yep.
I've actually not
Yeah.
seen any Gundam, despite being on a mech.
That's why
actual play.
Barbados is one of the like Dukes of Hell or something, right?
Yep.
All right. And your first action is to, you say, give Zine the Phasmid and just kind of see what was the end goal of this?
Just kind of coming up with a web of names and
Like a list
connections.
of targets, essentially.
Yeah, and the politicians and like what all of their like what the hierarchy of decision making structure looks like with these people.
That sounds to me more like study than interface.
I know.
But okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page there.
I don't have to roll my best action every time, you know.
No, of course not.
That's why I have 2 in a couple different things.
Yeah, you're probably not asking anyone for help on this, right?
Does using my contact
I
help me?
think it has to be another player or like a cohort in order for it to count.
Could that increase my effect?
Well, this is a fortune roll. So there's-
duh.
Right? I think
Okay,
that
this could just be
the way
narrative.
Downtime. Yeah, exactly. It's like using your contact is kind of like what's allowing you to do it.
Yeah. Well, I could have done it on my own, but probably less effectively.
Right.
And I wanted to bring that up because I think last Downtime I gave that program to them as part of finishing
You
it.
definitely did. Yes. Like they have Phasmid. So like this is all following from the fiction, which I think is good. But I still think it's just 2 dice and then we'll see how many ticks we get. The only
Sounds
reason
good
I
to
would
me.
say maybe this is a 6-step instead of an 8-step clock is that it's only going to give you 1 drive tick when you complete the clock, right?
Okay. Well, so this kind of goes with some discussions that we've had off call about this being a mega actual play. My intent here is to do something that could affect the larger structure of the story.
Yeah, totally.
So that's why I was saying it should be probably
we'll
a
keep
bigger
it an
clock.
8-step clock. Good point. All right, fair enough.
I want this to be a problem that is not just a problem I'm talking about in like, the abstract fiction of the world, but a problem that could actually be material.
Sure. Maybe Austin will give everyone -1 on their supply rolls going forward.
Maybe not that harsh, but something that could be something that has to be dealt with. Crit.
Oh my god. Could you add something else to crit it even more?
No.
No, crit is the best roll you can get in.
That's like a pure ass crit too. That's two 6s on 2d6. That's the
2 6s on
the
2d6.
cleanest crit you can get.
The absolute. Devin, remember, you're only playing a hacker. You're not supposed to go into the Roll20 backend and actually hack it.
God damn, do I have a list of names then?
Yeah, this feels suspicious.
So that's 5 ticks. Is that right? Is that how that works? On a okay. So yeah, you now have a list of all of the. These aren't the most important people in the DFS on Hestial, but they're the people whose like hands touch the resource pipeline, right? Like if you were trying to disrupt the resource pipeline from your home planet or from your home system, I guess, to Hestial, these would be the most important people for that.
Also, I have a list of names of everybody that is occupying my homeworld and their bosses.
Yeah, that too.
Do we want that downtime scene between?
Yeah, tell us, like, give us the actual scene between you and Zine, like what y'all are doing.
This is really similar to the last time that I contacted Zine. Basically, I walk downtown. I fuck with the security cameras that are always surveilling me. And I go to the little basement internet cafe, set up my not my VPN, but my whatever my don't watch what I'm doing online program is. And then I probably have some super deep web message boards that I hit up, and that's where I know Zine from. And we get to work getting lists of names, and I think we're kind of using algorithms to sift through emails and kind of suss out what the command chain is that way.
Right. Yeah, seeing who, what emails are going to whom and all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
And I'm constructing a web, and of course it's spider web themed.
Of course. Are you going to kill these people?
No.
Is that how you're going to... Okay.
I'm going to ruin their lives, but I'm not going to kill them.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Fate worse than death.
I will remind everybody, Adrian has done no violence. Adrian is just...
for certain values of no and of violence, sure.
Has not held a weapon at somebody and inflicted it.
All right, Tony Stark. No blood on my hands. Okay. And again, just want to throw out there, you can always salvage that ape for more points. And I think that's undifferentiated supply, so you could, turn it into whatever it needed to be.
I'm really hoping we can use it in our next mission in a fun and interesting way. Sure. So I'm hoping that, but I'm also down if somebody has a good reason to scrap it. I can do my last downtime, if that's okay with y'all, if you'd like me to do that.
Did y'all ever do that cut loose?
No, they haven't.
No, we haven't done the cut loose yet.
Do we want to do that first before we have Pops take their last downtime action?
Sure. I'm down for that, because this is going to suck for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tell us how you really feel.
It's going to be a 2 or a 1. That's my only option here.
Yeah.
Unless I help you.
I don't think you can help on a cut loose. Am I wrong?
Or we could spend a personnel to help and give you a better chance, right?
I'm not sure. Let me check the sheet.
You can spend a personnel, yes.
Yeah, spend 1 personnel for +1 dice to the roll or increase result by 1.
Which I guess for cut loose is literally just increasing it by 1 instead.
Yeah, so it's better to add the die.
Level. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless you only need 1 more point.
Well, I guess we start by Calico, describe how you spend time with Koa.
We are in a hospital room together. The college, it's a military school, so there's got to be some sort of attached hospital or medical wing.
Yeah. There was an operating theater that you both just used, and presumably there's a place for people to convalesce afterwards.
There's like the sound of people outside, coming and going. I think our nurse is checking our vitals and everything. It's like, yeah, you guys are fine. You'll be released tomorrow. We just need to keep you for observation. And leaves. One of the things here, I think, is this is probably the first time... I'll ask you, Koa. Is this the first time you've seen Calico out of their armor and religious garb?
I don't think anybody else except me has now seen this.
That's what I was about to say.
This is the first time, yeah.
This is the very first time.
I think so, yeah.
It's gotta be weird, right? It's like seeing a naked space marine.
Well, I thought you'd be, roided out. I thought you'd just be like a pile of muscle.
Koa disapprovingly, I thought you'd be bigger.
Yeah. He's definitely not, but he does have muscle, but it's weird because he grew up in artificial gravity. He lived almost his whole life in artificial gravity, so...
This is probably very lean muscle,
he's
right?
Lean and tall and kind of lanky. There's tattoos all over his body. There's scars all over his body. Actually, the scars probably aren't all over his body, but there is just a couple of really big, clearly grievous injury ones. And then lots of little, dermal ports where his armor kind of deeply can connect into him. Because his armor is an adaptation of a spacesuit that was they live in these and it monitors their vitals and stuff. So there's a port over where his heart would be. And several all down his arms. He's really, veiny because he's so pale. His skin's, blue-gray. And you could definitely, see his veins running underneath it.
Yikes.
He's sitting there, and he's got this, tray in front of him, and he's flipping over tarot cards. These big tarot cards from his deck, which we've described as being, very large and very heavy and thick. They're the QR code slate things. They're not actually a QR code. It's a series of images that are designed to, elicit responses. And he's flipping those over. The hair is, disheveled. Doesn't have his makeup on, either. He normally has, gold over his eyes and a gold lip.
Mm.
So it's weird to see him... It's like seeing a celebrity not done up, but celebrity's not quite the right word. Because he's not a celebrity, but there's that expectation of this is what you look like, and then you see people outside of that paradigm, and it's oh,
this is Bowie in sweatpants, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Bowie. It's seeing Bowie in sweatpants, absolutely.
Exactly.
You're what the hell? And so I think Koa wakes up to see that, and it's probably jarring, right?
Yeah, I would say it's really jarring for me, and I would also. I'm definitely gonna be the one that turns the frown upside down, and I press the nurse button again so she comes in.
Uh-huh.
Is it true that if we're a patient here, we get free ice cream?
Yes, says the nurse cautiously.
Okay, 2.
Do you have a flavor preference, or should I just grab whatever's nearby?
Just surprise me, and then I look over... I look over at Calco, I'm like, whoa, okay, hey, do you want anything?
I think he looks up and goes, I'm fine. I don't need any ice cream.
You don't need ice cream?
Nope, then he flips over another card.
When they flip over another card, is there a facial expression that they give or anything like that?
Yeah, it's grim.
Okay.
The card that is revealed is of the suit of blades. And it is the both highest and lowest card in that suit, the Reaper of Reputations. And it depicts a politician or some sort of religious figure, some sort of figure that would be very important. It's a little shifty, it's a little holographic, so maybe you kind of get out of it what you put into it. They're standing behind a podium or a pulpit, and behind them is a shadowy figure with a knife ready to stab them.
Wow. So hopeful.
So that bad for whatever's coming up?
Very much so.
Well, can't be helped. And I think he just grabs the ice cream out of the nurse's hands when she comes back.
The nurse comes back with 2 of those little, You know the little hospital cups of
Yep.
of ice cream. It is cookies and cream gelato.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Even for like a school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very like nonchalant. Well, can't be helped. We're not there yet, right?
No,
Can't be.
it could be helped. My predictions aren't set in stone, so to speak.
Oh. So, I mean, we shouldn't even be worried at all then, right? Like, if it's not set in stone and ready to go, right?
It's not that any individual event is going to happen. But I can see that our future right now is bleak.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. We're in the business of turning frowns upside down, right? And he tosses one of the ice creams, but I don't know. I don't know if Calico would catch it.
Calico catches it, it just like sets it down, but doesn't open it. We're not in the business of turning frowns into smiles. We're in the business of killing people. That's why we're both here.
Technically, we're in the business of making war look good. And also, between me and you, I think we're the only two who have killed somebody at this point, right?
Calico blew up one of the bastards in the first mission, right?
Yeah, and Winter, I believe one of Winter's bodies absolutely was killing people in the hangar with me.
Oh, with the hanger. Yeah, okay.
Winter did.
Sorry.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, let me amend that then. So I'm like, well, technically we're in the business of making war look good. And 3 out of the 4 of us have definitely taken lives.
I would not be surprised if Adrian's hands also have blood on them.
I don't know if it's so direct. I also don't think Adrian thinks it's direct in their words. But yeah, I can see your point.
That doesn't make anyone any less dead.
I think Koa eats his ice cream pretty quietly for a few minutes after that.
He flips over another card and says, "You're absolutely committed to this, aren't you? Not that you have a choice. But are you committed because you don't have a choice, or because you're starting to believe in it?"
After like a few seconds of staying a little bit quiet, he says, "I don't think it's a question of commitment. I think it's a question of, I guess, obligation. But then that sounds too tough. Hastiel's my home. Adelaide's my home. I got to do whatever it takes to keep all of this safe. I got to do whatever it takes to keep all of you safe too. I mean, what's a squad if not a found family, right?"
A tool.
Oh.
We're not family, Koa. You know that, right? I'm not even from here. And I fully believe, as much as you want to talk about family, if it were to save your daughter, you would kill any of us.
Damn.
I don't begrudge you this. I understand it fully. If it could bring back my people, I might pull that trigger. But I know what you did, and I just want you to think about that.
You don't think I've been thinking about this entire time? That kid was barely older than my daughter.
I'm not talking about the fact that you killed a child.
Damn, dude.
More what we do. I killed many people that day. I just think we're both committed to this for very different reasons.
Sure. I think that whatever we can do to make it out of this is going to be the best thing we can do. And I think that whatever choices we have to make, we can't put it on anybody else.
And this is where we differ. You think you're getting out of this. This is all there is now. I already made my choices. This is all I do. I am the final act of time and reason. I've accepted it and committed to it. I don't think any of us are getting out of this war. As soon as this is wrapped up, they'll find a reason to stamp our papers and send us somewhere else. You can commit to that, or you can struggle against it. And then flips over another card.
I 100% want to end on that, because I think that makes Koa think a lot about what's happening.
That definitely sounds like the kind of cut loose that only relieves 2 stress, huh?
Yeah, that does kind of sound like the cut loose that only relieves 2 stress.
Yeah, being mean to the wholesome character is what your cut loose
before
was,
you
Lauren.
do commit to that, did you want to spend a personnel to get to roll one more die? Or I guess you would still.
I would like to.
Okay.
I honestly would, but I don't know. I don't know if that cheapens that moment.
Well, because it can
use the
be
personnel.
something that you like reflect on later. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be.
I think this is what it is. After he flips the last card, there's like a...
And then he eats the ice cream.
And then he opens the ice cream. Yep.
Cute. All right.
Okay, so I'll roll an extra die and spend that personnel as long as everyone is okay with that.
Totally. The ice cream gives you another die, let you know. That's mechanically that's
okay.
indeed.
It was also a 2.
So it really was a cut loose that only gives you 2.
That's terrible.
We'll take one of your 2s out of your prediction pool, I guess. And
We're doing our best. We're doing our best.
mean,
Also, this triggered a move for me, my new ability.
Oh, what's that?
Which is Forewarned Harbinger. When you have plenty of time to consult your prognostication tools, describe an omen for each point of survey you have. Any pilot may describe how they use their knowledge of an omen to use a die from my prediction pool as if you had the four-armed ability.
Okay.
So basically, you all have access to my prediction pool.
But each omen may only be used once,
cool.
it says.
Each omen may only be used once, and then I have to do it again. So the 2 omens that I have are a gilded blade wielded by a mummified hand.
Okay. Someone write that down.
I'll find a place to write them down. So the first is a gilded blade wielded by a mummified hand, and the second is a blinding blue star rising from the horizon.
Beautiful. And now, just so I'm clear, there's nothing mechanically stopping the other pilots from waiting until your prediction pool has better dice in it to use those omens, right?
Nope, absolutely
Okay.
not. They can wait. They don't have to use them.
Cool. That was intense. Anybody want to do something to lighten the mood a little bit after that? Also, you need to tick your belief clock with Koa and give us a new belief about Koa.
I will figure that out and
Cool.
get back to you.
We'll come back around to that. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Yeah.
Now, I guess would be a good time to say that during the last mission, Winter picked up a rival.
Oh, so we are officially declaring that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I gotta change
Right
that
now.
person's name to Red on the list.
And it's the Deus Machina.
Deus Ex Machina. Yep.
I'm actually going to use the
Are you gonna visit
train.
Deus in the brig?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And I'm going to work on my my resolve
Okay.
by talking with them, and that would be fun to do as a short scene.
Which type of training is this? Is this playbook? Probably like Resolve, right? If you're having a conversation.
It's resolve, yes.
Okay. Cool. And remind me, you guys have an insight training facility, right? Yes.
Right.
Okay, cool. So it'd only be 1 point, but that's fine. Yeah, all right. Deus, so have you guys presumably haven't given Deus their mask back, right?
That seems, yeah.
I thought we took the mask and armor that was in our trophy room.
Yeah. Well, the armor you can't take off because they're a robot
that's
and
a
that's their skin.
Yeah.
You can take
The mask.
because the mask already came off once, and yeah, you definitely do have it in your trophy room. Yeah. So what you see is, they've still got like the armored chassis thing going on, but underneath is like, have you guys ever played with Bionicles?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you know how like a Bionicle has the mask that they wear, and then like underneath it's like just a very bare bones kind of frame of a face.
Yes.
So that's kind of like
Mhm.
what Deus Ex Machina has under the mask is like essentially like a T shape with like glowing red eyes at the top, or like they would be eyes if they were wearing the mask, but instead they're just kind of like two brightly glowing LEDs, and then they just have a little speaker where the mouth would be, where the like holes at the bottom of the mask would be for them to speak through. And that's that's what they look like. And they're in a cell, so presumably they're not like handcuffed as well as in a cell? I mean, that's up to y'all.
Right. No, I don't think so.
So I think when you walk into the brig, Deus looks up at you and says, "It's you. Have you come to taunt me in my moment of failure?"
Not at all. I wanted to see how you're holding up. And I'm trying to decide if I would send the same body that they would recognize or not. I don't think I do. I think I send my artificial.
I think, weirdly, you feel like Deus recognizes you, despite it being a different body.
Okay, sure. So in response to their identifying me and saying it's you, I flash a hologram of the body that they met.
Right.
Which was...
the one that you kidnapped them
body
with.
3, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Arrested. Detained.
It's all about
body
perspective,
3,
right?
It really is, yeah. But flash the face of body 3 and like kind of a smile and like nod and just say, "Oh, no, not at all. Just wanted to see how you're holding up."
Deus is like sitting on the like bench in their little cell and looks up at you and says, "You can cage my body, but my mind is free. This is nothing to me."
Ah, so where does your mind live?
He doesn't answer.
I think there's like a moment where like I think I just like, because it's a robo body, I just kind of like do like a squat kind of a thing in front of the... I'm picturing kind of like a Star Trek style enclosure, you know, where it's just like this like energy field.
It's like a force field
holding
instead
them
of
in.
bars. Sure, it's fine.
Yeah. I just kind of prop myself up there. I think 2 of my arms like kind of go to the back so that I can, you know, be steady, but I can still use the top 2 to gesticulate. And I say, "I'm glad you don't feel caged. Is there anything we can do to help make your time here less awful?"
You see the red LEDs like dim for a moment and then brighten again, and they just say, "Well, you could let me out."
"I could let you out, but you said you were already free."
"Oh, yes."
"What is the benefit of this body being loose?"
"The benefit to me or the benefit to you?"
"Oh, to you."
"If you let me go, then my men won't feel as inclined to take vengeance upon yours when they come to retrieve me."
"I see. I asked what the benefit was for you."
"Ah, well, I should think that would be obvious."
"It would be if you weren't free already."
And I think at this point Deus falls silent. You can ask them more questions, but they don't answer. In fact, you see like their eyes like dim as if they've gone into some sort of standby mode.
Okay. Yeah. So I think at that, just kind of take that in, processing it, and leave.
Very nice.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited and sound balanced by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.